It's actually been ages since I've done a custom run like this, so I've just replaced my starting deck with 2 level 3 orbs. Oh, I think refillibuster might be a bit too strong. And arrows, I mean, I'll just take it. It's good. So this is a Chrissy Zero run where I have very few orbs in my deck. Now usually when I did this in the past, I only had like 1 orb, which is actually a really hard run. You might be surprised just how rough it is only having 1 orb in your deck. And when I would do these runs, I would also ban myself from picking up any of the classic reload shenanigans passives, which make only having 1 orb in your deck very fine. AKA every single reload passive I will ban myself from picking up. But here I have 2, because it's just 2 orbs I really want to play with. Jupiter Orb is insanely fun. This class is the only one that has access to it. And Laser Orb is also very, very fun. And this class is one of the 2 that has access to it. Last time I used Laser Orb, it worked out impressively well. And Jupiter Orb is just always a blast, quite literally. One of the fun things about... That was not the best shot ever. One of the fun things about both of them, though, is collecting gold is interesting. I'll go for a classic. Trying to snipe all of these rungs, or as many of these rungs as possible. 90 gold plus 40 is definitely pretty solid, especially if I plan on doing double store, which, I mean, is presenting itself to me. Does that mean I want to do it? Who knows? I believe there was actually a very good alternative, wasn't there? This is all enemies, eh? Oh yeah, no, that alternative looks pretty insane, honestly. No other way to describe that, it just looks really, really good. I do love Blaze Orb, huh? Very awesome stuff. Suppose I've got to take you out. Let's try that. That'll do. Yeah, like there's just no like triple elite, 1 chest and 1 store. That's perfectly, honestly, that's better than the double store route that I was originally playing, isn't it? It's actually probably pretty noticeable as well. I'm really looking forward to shooting laser on this map. That sounds like a lot of fun. Jupiter Orb, I recall shooting Jupiter Orb on this map a few times. I remember once I actually got an insane shot off of with Jupiter Orb on this map, which was very fun, but distinctly it's not the easiest to get good Jupiter Orb shots. Yeah, refillibuster is definitely going to be rather run warping, which is potentially fine. After all, it is an inherent aspect of these orbs that they just work really well with, like refillibuster. I think we will take Peg back, although turning down a small package is kind of sad because I get the feeling I'm going to see a Machuska shell this run. There's just something about it, you know? Awesome stuff, 191 gold. Like, we're just going to be so stacked up for the store. And sure, it's only 1 store, but that's still just fine. Technically, I guess I am allowed to, like, add extra laser orbs and Jupiter orbs to my deck. I don't intend on doing so. Although, admittedly, playing with laser orb a bit more really makes me want to do a run which is just like 5 laser orbs. Like Chrissy 20 spin to 5 laser orbs, that just sounds like fun. And then like imagine you actually get like an adventurer's backpack. It's one of the really nice things about, that's a tad unfortunate, but it is more gold, which I can't deny is actually useless. Well, maybe it'll be useful later. One of the nice things about Laser Orb though is it actually does grow in damage when you upgrade it though, so you're not required to have a damage boost for it like you are with Jupiter Orb, because unfortunately Jupiter Orb does not scale in damage, it's just a 1-2 the entire way. And I'm not going to deny that you can get a ton of damage with a 1-2. Some of the best orbs are 1-2s, as I've said many times. Who's are generally, there's a reason why there are 1-2. Awesome, so we can buy all passives here. Which hopefully we do need to because they're actually usable, but wow. Frog Eye Mill is completely useless because I've literally banned myself from running orbs to my deck. The only way I get use out of Frog Eye Mill is if I get a forced duplication event, which just, I mean, maybe it happens, right? Maybe it happens. But I will just do that. I actually want to show something funny because I think I've basically never done it before. But here you'll notice if I miss navigate, it's really, really bad. So one thing you can do is, for example, this ball lightning. I'll buy the ball lightning, then I'll remove the ball lightning. And now if you look at my navigation, I have a straight path here, so I absolutely cannot miss navigate, which guarantees me getting the so I'm not allowed to pick reload passives. I'll just take a big fish, I suppose. Which guarantees me actually getting to go to where I want to go. You know, that's just pretty nice. Pretty cool. But that's just not a neat little trick that I've been able to use pretty much ever. I think I've used it once before, and it was definitely fun, but unnecessary, I think. It was definitely also unnecessary then, but again, it was fun. Rather fun. Oh, some maps are really good for laser. This is definitely one of them. One of the other really lovely thing about these orbs, which probably feeds into the reason why I like them so much, is they're both really good at collecting gold. And I like that. I like that a lot. Knuckles, Popping Corn. I'm not going to take Popping Corn just because it makes the run a bit too simple. I will take that. I actually have really good refreshing capabilities. If I get both Critical Equilibrium and Unpretentious Amulet, I could actually consider no, and I really didn't want to misnavigate. I literally, thank you, spent 40 gold to try not to misnavigate again. Jupiter first, sure, that is what we want. Awesome. Oh, I missed. That is fine because we're talking about the laser here. Laser is actually, oh, for a moment that was a very bad shot, but it works. Laser was actually very happy to, oh wow, that was less than I expected. Awesome, here is backpack, crits also refresh. I mean, let's just add 2 extra refreshes on the board, shall we? The darkness one's also fun, but definitely don't intend to get any use out of Hero's backpack. And admittedly, I do not expect Smokemon to actually do anything. They're both very hard to add back to my deck. When do I want to use more? Oh, this is really annoying. They're both really hard to add back to my deck. I don't have an Eye of Turtle either. I do have Unicorn Horn though, but that has nothing to do with Eye of Turtle. I just rank them pretty similarly. God, which one do we get rid of? I feel like they both have really cool shots. I feel like I'm more so interested in doing Laser up here, but also I barely ever get to Jupiter. And I've got damage scaling already, which does kind of lean towards, yes, make Jupiter good. You know what, I'll just remove Jupiter. I'm really hoping I can find another Jupiter to add to my deck, because getting a forced removal or a forced duplication would have been very rough, and I got one of them. And now I'm definitely sitting here and I'm just like, well, my AoE powers are much poorer than I'd like them to be. It's still refillibuster, which, you know, refillibuster is still pretty ridiculous. Like, also, what was that first shot? Free kill? Yeah, it's only too easy. Awesome stuff. Oh well, he's not dead yet. I was just trying to collect some gold, particularly with stuff up high. Oh my, it's a rather lovely shot. Alright, do things up actually pop durable pegs? I don't know the answer and I kinda wanna know. Refresh potion is I can't turn it down, can I? It's pretty good here. Pretty good. I don't actually know the answer to that though. That's a very interesting question. Being able to hit a peg multiple times is very valuable. Part of the reason why I took this boss passive that I did. Man, my circle gains are... they're very impressive. My damage is just out of this world, really. So good. Unfortunately, it's not out of this world as far as Jupiter is, because we lost the Jupiter, but Lation and Molten Gold. I wish we had Laser Orb to shoot on that navigation. Ooh, rat him out, always, yep. We grab some extra gold, not that we particularly need it, but most fights should just be fine for us. There is one Area 2 Elite fight, which we're pretty bad into just because our AoE is poor, but even then, I took a Bullbeam Hammer specifically for fights like this, where like, you walk into Area 2, as I mentioned, you know, it's just nice to have the Bullbeam Hammer. Awesome. Like, the shields have actually just tanked us up so much here, and we're just in such a good spot. Like, yeah, I'm losing a bit of health, and I don't plan on recovering that health in any way, shape, or form, because I simply don't need to, and I'm fine with that. Oh, such good damage. Concentration is also in the same theme as these orbs, isn't it? Are very interesting, to say the least. I'm not doing Pocket Watch, purely because, as I've mentioned many times now, I'm not the biggest fan of the sound it makes. On top of that, Morbid should be more than enough procs to the point where, okay, well, at least I got them both. I guess I'll only lose the 4 HP. Alright, 2 laser orbs. Look, if I get the Jupiter orb, I will remove the laser orb. If I don't, I'm keeping it. I originally wanted to do 2 cool orbs, which, you know, laser orb and Jupiter orb fit the bill really well, but unfortunately I was denied that. Seems like redemption has appeared though, which is cool. I need to just keep doing the sideways shots. They're nothing too grand, but they're good enough. But yeah, like, as I was mentioning previously, I do feel like Bullpeen Hammer, just not being a shop-only relic, would make me pretty happy. As we saw there, even in an elite fight, I was still just getting solid use out of it, and that's just really nice. Well, really nice, by the way. Man, Laser is just so fun. It's a shame I don't also have Jupiter Orb anymore, but I'm sure that I'll enter the store and it'll be right there. Speaking of store, only one store. It's acceptable. It is what it is. Especially on Crucis Zero, you definitely have... I think this was the one fight that I'm not actually all that good into. You misunderstood me. Yeah. Especially on Crucis Zero, I would really love to be getting more stores. Because I'm going to have the gold for them, simply. Especially since I didn't do double store in Area 1. Seems like that was not the case. Good stuff. There's definitely not 25 pegs worth popped, so Refillibuster is not going to be able to get that kill, but you know what, we'll be able to get the kill. Just a good old-fashioned laser orb shot. Or some Refillibuster's Zone, I mean why not, right? Is it exactly the most impactful? No, but I'm fine to just take more gold. Like imagine we enter Area 3, and there's just like 3 stores, you know, something ridiculous like that. Wow. I do want this run to be cool laser orb shots. The funny thing is, I want to do cool laser orb shots. Sonic Circle is the way to go. It really simply is. There's just no passives I'm turning down here, right? And out 250 gold. There's some cool stuff there. In particular, Refresh Perspective is actually very cool. Sprouting is going to be a decent chunk of gold. Reduce is probably going to be a bit. And maybe Basalt Totem, 6 max HP for 20 gold. That's probably pretty worth it at this stage. So I really do just want to be doing cool laser orb shots, and I feel like the point of the run has been kind of spoiled with losing the Jupiter Orb already. But I feel like... Oh my god, the problem is Summoning Circle Laser is just like so cool that I'm actually just going to do it. It also cleans up my navigation, you know, I can just do that. Oh, the bottom rung is for the remove. I did not realize that, that's cool. Because it was not there in Area 1 when I took the remove to do the funny thing. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna upgrade. I do not actually intend on adding more orbs to my deck, but if I see another Jupiter orb, I will add it. It's just, I'm gonna be honest, I just fully don't expect to see it. I really don't. Fine, it's just unfortunate. Cool, so our Sonic Circles are now level 3. Pretty huge deal. Speaking of pretty huge deal, oh my god, sure, whatever. I do want to remove the... No, I don't. However, I was going to say is I don't actually want to shoot Summoning Circle ever if it's not shooting the laser, but I really don't have heavy X-ray, so I just don't have control over that. I think... I see what I mean by Summoning Circle laser is just so awesome. Like, especially with Morbid, I kind of just had to do it, didn't I? Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. I'm just going to keep burning that money. Tube Station is just good fun. Absolutely no need to boost my AoE powers. Oh, but my refreshes disappeared there. And because I'm relying on my refreshes as crits for some of my refreshes, does definitely make it a tad problematic, doesn't it? I think something like this should be... Where am I aiming? That really doesn't look anywhere near as good as I would like it to be. We'll just go for a classic and hopefully we get some cool splits, because the expectation of getting cool splits is honestly very likely if you do a shot like that. Especially on a map like this where, you know, like, the bombs are safeguarding the bottom so well. It's actually really hard to leave if you don't mean to leave. I probably could have greeted there a bit, but let's be honest, I'm sitting at 250 gold. I want to have more than enough gold this run. I will shoot 2 laser orb shots. The second one being something like that. It's slightly more interesting than the first. The product of being... Oh, sorry, 3 laser orb shots. Being a Summoning Circle shot. Damn. I mean, this just... God, that's so much damage! That is the unfortunate part. I do not have an ambidextrous, so I am paying the price for that. Tender Cactus. I wanted to go to a Roth. If I'd taken that Popping Gold, that would be cool. Tender Cactus is just kind of awesome here. Tender Cactus, go for gold are the options. I'll do Cactus out of those options. Go for gold's always good, obviously, but oh wait, go for gold's useless with laser, isn't it? Yep, nice. I'm pretty sure that go for gold never procs its multi-ball because I might be mistaken on this. Because laser never hits a peg. I think I am mistaken on that. But I'm perfectly happy to just not shoot it. Oh, I have... How do I not get damage here? This is just so impossible. Orbit is too strong, like... I was trying my very hardest to not get a kill there. If I shot straight down, the kill was guaranteed. Like, there was no way that I wasn't killing if I shot straight down. Yeah, you can see why I said 3 stores in Area 3 is just completely crazy to expect, because unfortunately it is. I do have enhanced Navi reduce those, so... Just saying, if I were to get a short fuse... Well, that was very fast. That's what happens when the sunny circles line up. Simple as that. Man, I do love Laser. It is a shame because I did kind of want to do Jupiter as well, but admittedly this is also pretty cool. Perhaps a tad excessive. You know what, when it's got a Roth, might have actually been very fun. The Tender Cactus also covers my weakness of being pretty poor with AoE. Like, pretty poor. Also, Pumpkin Pie. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Renavigation doesn't even matter. Oh well. Yeah, so just nothing matters, so let's go for the bomb here then. It's not too unlikely that I miss it, but sure, I guess. I miss the good old days when you could get stores and question marks. Oh, do you remember when you'd enter Area 2? You'd do your fight first, as always. And then you go into the question mark and it's just an immediate store. Man, that was fun. Problem is, a lot of the time you just wouldn't be able to pay for it. I mean, yeah, obviously Mirror was just good here. I was definitely considering removing half my deck. Just for funsies. House of Slime. I don't know how good that is for us, but I am willing to see it in action. Talk about willing to see it in action. Grubby gloves because I banned myself from getting the reload relics. Oh, it seems like I'm going that way, sure. I really don't care too much. Let's just finish it shot one, shall we? I choose for you to die. 48 max HP, by the way, that is rather impressive. Creature criticism is pretty cool, but I'm gonna be honest, I really don't have that many crits on the board. I'm not getting that many debuffs, but I don't need that many debuffs for Exploitable to be doing a lot. Critical Equilibrium. Interesting. I did not in fact see the Unpretentious Amulet. Oh my. Uh-oh. Interesting. That was a very odd shot, wasn't it? Alright, maybe that was just I blamed that on my very poor shot. Pretty sure that should have just wiped everything. I had my summoning circles lined up after all. When I say my summoning circles, actually no, that's a lie. Yeah, because it was a duped laser orb, not a mirror orb. But I was gonna say what I mean by my summoning circles is my summoning circles plus my mirror orb, but my mirror orb was actually a laser orb. I only have 2 of those. Alright, I did not manage to find another duped orb. Absolutely nobody is shocked by this. Duped orb is very hard to find. That's a big reason why I wanted to use it for this run. Unfortunately, that's just not shooting. Unfortunately, that's just not how duped orb works. Apparently it just gets removed from your deck. To be fair, I did choose to remove it because I preferred the idea of using a laser orb over duped orb. But they're both just like so fun. Damn it, I did not get 2 tree kills because I forgot to change my targeting. Silly me. Oh, Beckoning crit. Sure. PS is useless, bombs are not what I'm playing for, so makes the choice pretty simple. I really hope, we still don't have ambidextrony, so I really hope we get a good lineup here. I'll be very sad if we don't. Look, it's not a good lineup, but it's not a bad lineup. And frankly, I'm much more interested in not being a bad lineup than it being a good lineup. That said, looks like it did pretty well for a first shot. Pretty acceptable. I'm actually just going to shoot back. Oh my. I did not expect the laser to achieve all that much. I suppose there was only 2600 health left on the board or something. Very cool. So I did this run because I wanted to test out laser plus Jupiter. Jupiter was very cool. It was very good. Then it got removed from my deck in Area 1, which was very sad. But laser continued to be very impressive. One of the big weaknesses Laser Orb has is, well, sometimes it gets just reasonably mediocre damage, and sometimes it gets like the best damage you've ever seen, which the variance can be a problem, but usually it's just rather nice to have such a massive ceiling. But one of the biggest problems Laser Orb generally tends to succumb to is AoE power. It is just one big hit going into one person a lot of the time, which that is a problem that needs solving. A lot of the times you just can't live if you do that. Like we got 200, 600 fights here, and admittedly, okay, those would have been rough if we were on a higher crucible level. If we were on a higher crucible level, which also cut our gold income, because I'm not sure if I would have bought a bullpen hammer if I had my gold income cut. And I'm going to be honest, bullpen hammer in shield mage and 200 to 600 is so handy. And being able to just look at them and be like, well, first of all, shield mage is just useless. But 200, 600, you're just like, nice, I have like an extra 20 to 30 health for this fight. That's really nice because if you're not that well set up into that fight, it's going to steal like 20 to 30 health from you. Like, I really do love Bullpen Hammer. It is a shame that it is a store only relic. I do think that, as I've said more than a few times recently, uh, but yeah, laser orb. I just wanted a bunch of cool laser orb shots for this map, for this run. And one of the really, really fun things about laser orb is splitting up the laser orb shots with a summoning circle. Now, if you aim onto a bomb or a refresh or a crit, you're going to get different splits of your laser orb, and having multiple laser orbs on the board at the same time, especially when you've got multiple refreshes on the board, is really, really good. And then you're also getting so much damage if you have Morbid as well, because I just had Morbid, which is pretty awesome. It's like, yeah, I did want to see Durable in action there. Durable would have been pretty cool. Very cool. Very solid as well. But, I mean, you see a Deep Fresh Potion on a laser build and you just got to take it. Like, yeah, I didn't see a bag of orange pegs, so Deep Fresh Potion is less powerful than it could have been. But like, oh, can you imagine if I'd actually hit a bag of orange pegs too? Not like I needed it anyway. Like, this was still just perfectly fine. I do love how I had like this circle dream. I'm just like, look, I have so many refreshes, 4 refreshes, which is so many, let's be honest. And I have Knuckles and Refresher Course. All I needed now is like a Mask of Joy. I don't think I can get training weight. All I need now is like a Mask of Joy, and then my circle build is like very real and probably like the best thing I could do from that stage, which would mean that I would also want to get non-pretentious amulet and an Ore Auger. Because if I'm mass procking, which both of my orbs are very good mass procking orbs, I kind of just need 0 crits to be on the board, to be honest. Like if there's even 1 crit, I'm probably going to hit it most of the time, and that's generally not ideal when you're trying to stack with circle, though that being said, Laser does just have a good crit damage. Especially when you know like Refresher Course is still buffing your Spiness, and I think if you've got Mask of Joy, it's buffing it even more, right? Mask of Joy is just a very, very nice relic. Still, nice to have a whole bunch of gold. That seed definitely was not the most interesting, but these were some really, really interesting orbs. I love Jupiter Orb, didn't get to use it as much as I would have liked, but Laser Orb was super, super fun, and as expected, it does combine pretty well with Summoning Circle, doesn't it?